From Sammy's on Highland Road, Sammy's since 1988. Sammy's Grill here on Highland Road, where we got crawfish 7 days a week. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handigrove, Jimmy I. Jordan Kitchen's back in the studio. Randy McKay with us today. Scott Rabalais with us today. Wes Reynolds with us today. Consensus Golf Picks today from, we got Pebble Beach this week. Big night in college basketball last night, and another one coming tonight. They just keep rolling on. So thank you for being with us today. Jimmy, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Doing great. Came here last night, on assignment to make sure the crawfish are just good.
We give you all the tough assignments.
Yes, I like to do it to just kind of see where we are because, look, it's a little stretch about a week ago or not 2 days ago that weren't getting any. I mean, the little mud bugs go, they burrow, Charlie. They kind of dig down deep, and when it's too cold, so they don't like that cold. So now they're starting to. They were delicious last night, spiced beautifully, clean, really good, and we ran out by 7:30 over here at Sammy's, the original Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, just off of Starring. And but you know what? This little warm spell, this is going to be a nice little run to pop, kind of spike, I guess how plentiful they are and the quality of them as well. So we're expecting, man. You come this weekend for LSU baseball season, LSU South Carolina women's basketball prime time on Saturday night. I got to believe, man, they're going to be nice for this Mardi Gras weekend.
Easy little trek down Highland Road from here to campus if you're coming on Sammy's on Highland Road. Okay, same song, second verse at the PMAC last night. LSU dealt a 91-62 loss last night. Tigers never led. They faced their biggest deficit of the season, conference season so far, at 36 points. That now makes 4 games out of the 11 that they have played in conference play where they have never led and trailed by at least 20. Let me say that again. 4 out of your 11 conference games, you have never led and trailed by at least 20, anywhere from 20 to 36. And 2 of those games have been against what I would call good teams, not great teams, but good teams in Arkansas and Vandy. And 2 of those have been against bad teams in Mississippi State and South Carolina, or at least bottom of the order teams. I don't. I can give you the basketball stuff. Arkansas had 10 block shots, so there wasn't much happening in the lane. LSU can't make 3-pointers. They don't have shooters. They have one shooter, and Arkansas was. If we talk strategy here for just a second, they made damn sure they were going to guard Max McKinnon coming off of every screen because that's essentially LSU's offense. Without Thomas in the game, he's the biggest threat, and he is the biggest threat when he can come off a screen, spot up, and shoot. He can do that, but he's not going to be able to create a whole bunch for himself. Well, Arkansas took that away last night, and once they did, there wasn't a whole lot else that LSU had to answer with. They were down 15 at the break. They never got any closer than that. They ended up losing it 91-62.
It's an Arkansas team that was out without Carter Knox and DJ Wagner also for the second straight game. And, they took care of business with this road trip against 2 of the teams. And it's kind of a 4 quadrants, of 16 teams. And, LSU and Mississippi State are clearly in the lower 4. And they took care of business. I mean, winning by what combined 50 points or so. I mean, close to it. I mean, well.
29-4, the 2 games that they beat LSU.
Huh?
You said the combined total of
points that Arkansas won by in this little road trip.
Oh, the road trip.
Starkville and Baton Rouge.
Yeah, okay.
Their last 2 games without Knox and Wagner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I misunderstood
So,
you there.
kind of taking. Just
49.
not going in there, just not being sloppy.
Right.
Jump into double-digit leads quickly in both games on Saturday in Starkville and last night in Baton Rouge. They played hard. I mean, that's did they come out sharp, focused, energetic in the first game in Fayetteville?
No.
Or was LSU just that good with Thomas, the second to last game that he played, or did they just play that well? That game was, again, I think that's one of LSU's better performances of the season, and that's why I liked Arkansas last night so much, because they were alert to their opponent. They know that these guys took them, no, they don't have a player, but Arkansas's lighter two players than when they played on that Saturday a few weeks ago. Was not that long ago. So I mean that was a tie game with 7.5 minutes to go. The first trip in Fayetteville, and so you see that sometimes. So not uncommon. So that's why I liked it on Otterlocks last night. But the thing is, boy, and I hate to tell it's a gambling thing, but I mean, the hedge middle approach, kind of standard approach, you get that 4 point. It does not apply in these games with LSU, because what were they down at half? 15?
15.
I was 13.5 at half.
Mm-hmm. So
LSU's going to outscore Arkansas in the second half? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's no. I mean, we get to. I wish we had Max here today. He was actually at the building, but I mean,
he sent us a picture.
Same old song and dance.
Right.
I mean, we suck. This is a low point. It's a low interest rate. The athletic director, I'm not sure if he was there last night. I wish he was, because I think that makes an impact at just how bad it is for the game night experience. But it was, I mean, just non-competitive at home. There's no home court advantage. Mm-mm. We know that, and it's just we. I mean, I lost faith in this guy, 2.5 years ago, but it continues. I really thought that stretch, that minute and 24 stretch, deep in the last, went from like 8 minutes to go to 7 minutes to go, when it went from 10 to 18, that 8-0 stretch, which was about as ugly and disinterested and dumb and lack of effort, just quit. I mean, I did see Michael Cobble. He was the only one I think that was watching or covering at the time. He says, boy, it just looks like they quit with that 8-0 run. And I thought there was actually a chance they may make a change. I mean, what is their record in conference now?
2-9.
What was their record in football in conference when they made a switch at football? Had a winning record, huh?
3-2, I think.
Yeah.
Or 3-3 maybe.
I mean,
2-3, whatever it was.
I mean, it's not, and here's another, because we try and search for something new and fresh to comment on. Who feeds the broadcast team or the graphics team on their information? Did you catch this last night?
I listened, and God bless them, when they were talking about LSU's
This was a graphic. This was not, the audio.
No.
This was a visual, a video.
Didn't help me out what you're looking for. I watched most of the game.
They show, it must have been early in the game, but they showed Pat McMahon, 4th year at LSU. 3 NCAAs, 1 NIT.
I don't even know who, would have given them that, and also don't know who Pat McMahon is.
Oh, I said Pat.
Oh, I thought they put Pat up there.
No, I said Pat.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know the damn guy's name. He's invisible. I never met him. So,
I wouldn't have been surprised.
No.
Maybe Pat McMahon somewhere.
I'm sorry,
put up 4
but I did see the 3 NCAAs in one. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, are you trying? And then I got to listen to you. You listen to him too, and
I did.
Oh man, yes, and Shaq. My golly, Shaq, and then the guy says, and he played with Chris Jackson, my favorite LSU player of all time, and again, there's so many. Of course, the building it's named after, there's so much history with this program and this and that, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And that's what Matt McMahon is trying to rekindle here and stuff. Like, man, quit putting the lipstick on the pig, man. Call it what it is. This is a low point. It's beyond embarrassing. and it's just it's. I mean, nothing new, but like, why can't you just say that this is a low point? Do the work and say no. His conference winning record, his conference record, win-loss record is the worst in basketball's history. It might be the worst in the history of LSU athletics. Do that for me. No, say he is not going to a postseason. He went to one NIT.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no, say one NIT. Who is trying to fool us about saying this guy is going to 3 NCAAs here?
No.
I mean, it's like what? Like, are we that's where we are. Which everybody, the people, the few people that are watching this garbage, are like supposed to be misled. Man, that is freaking. I mean, I never put it, and it was a purple box, and it said 3 NCAAs, 1 NIT. Man, kiss my, come on, man.
I didn't have any problem with them talking about Shaq and Chris Jackson, because if you come into these games, you better come equipped with some stories.
Yes, yes.
Because you can't just talk about the basketball. The part
so boring.
The part that got me, and I didn't see that graphic, but I'll take your word for it. The part where, this was a team that went 12-1 in non-conference. Stop it, okay? And Lenardi had them in the first 4 out, just 2 weeks. Stop it, okay? Like you said, quit trying to put the lipstick on the pig. If you look at that non-conference, and they beat SMU. That's right.
They did.
That's the entire resume.
And
right?
SMU's got a chance to be that. They're not a lock. But right now they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did get a call this morning that said, has it ever been this bad? I'm like, yes, it's been this bad before. Johnny Jones's last team lost 15 games in a row. 15 games in a row, and only 2 of them were within 5 points. Most of them were not competitive at all. They gave up points in record numbers that year, and then they won their second to last game. They won the last home game of the season against a really whatever Tennessee team, and that was that. But they had committed to stay. And I remember us doing the show. It was like, look, we know what's going to happen at the end of the season, so we'll just kind of talk about the game. We talk about the game for a few minutes. The games are terrible. And it's kind of like that again. But has it been this bad before? Yes, it's been this bad before.
But Johnny Jones's conference record was not this bad.
No, Johnny Jones. That's the other part I want to talk about. Johnny Jones had a winning conference record going into his last year. In fact, over his first 3 years, they were 8.
Made to the tournament
twice.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry, once. The NIT the other time. They were 8 games in 4 years. They were 8 games over 500. Now look, you ain't going to the Hall of Fame with that, but I mean, that looks like John Wooden's record compared to what they got now. And then the bottom fell out after the Simmons year, and they went 2-16, and they fired him. This is not even close to that. This is so much worse than that. So can it be worse in 1 season? Yes. Over 4 seasons? No.
Johnny payroll over north of $9 million?
You have to ask Ben Simmons. I don't know. Probably not. I wouldn't think. So
I'm saying, but that's competitive, Charlie.
The first 4 years they were competitive. Yes. The last year not so much. But
no, the payroll.
Oh yeah,
is competitive.
It's way better than 2-9 in the league. And like I said, this stat again, 4 out of the 11 games you never led and you trailed by at least 20. That's not competitive. That's embarrassingly bad. Embarrassing bad.
Well, this just new in LSU basketball's embarrassing.
Right,
McMahon's embarrassing.
It's not.
And what's really embarrassing is his salary, the assistant salary. I mean, the payroll on this team. I mean, this is garbage, and it's not cheap.
No, it's
not cheap.
The building's dead, and you look at him, and listen, he could jump up and down and stand on his head, and it's not going to make much of a difference.
That doesn't bother me.
But I think it bothers me a little bit because it does speak to the intensity of the team. You watch. I'll show you a clip that I carved out of a game last night where nobody fights through a screen, nobody closes out, and yeah, I think the demeanor of the coach matters a little bit. Now, we're past that point.
I think we.
It's not going to help this team.
No.
But in general, I don't think it
matters. I don't think it matters.
We disagree then, because I think a little blood going to it.
But I mean, watch. Some of the coaches, old school coaches, do that. But how's the guy at Miami doing?
They won last night. Yeah.
I mean, they're just in.
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be a nice job. That's a nice job at a program that really doesn't care about basketball. A place it's hard to win at basketball.
Yeah. And following Larry Nagel,
he's like job. His demeanor on the sidelines is like an NBA coach. Those guys don't say anything. I mean, they say but his team's playing hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't read too much into that you don't have Bobby Knight on the sideline. You don't
And I
have
don't need
Tom
Bobby.
Izzo.
I don't need Bobby.
You don't
Knight.
need Hurley.
No,
I
don't want Bobby Hurley for sure.
Well, no. Well, the other guys.
Dan Hurley. Well, that's a whole different. category.
Bobby sucks. I don't know how he still has a job.
I would like to see a little bit of life out of him.
Bobby
but
Hurley screams. Well, there you go. There's your guy.
And they lose anyway.
Yeah,
they lose anyway.
It doesn't matter. Your team's either coached or they're not coached, and they don't play. So I don't care. I don't care if he does tumble sets. I don't care if he gets kicked out. Will Wade, you ever watch his demeanor these days?
I watched the other day when they went through the long stretch.
Because everything, when we talk about struggling basketball, it comes back to Will Wade. I know whether you talk about that.
Yeah.
But he's less animated on the sideline.
He is. And
you okay?
During that thing the other night.
Yeah, most younger coaches are because these guys don't want to be screamed at in public.
And I'm not saying Bobby Knight scream at you. I'm just saying a little bit of life to him. I look at the guy and I don't know if he's watching a basketball game or a documentary on
So
sea
you want
turtles.
him to be somebody he's not. Do you remember how much he when he was going to 3 NCAAs at Murray State? Remember how animated he was?
No, I don't.
Because it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well,
it doesn't matter.
I would like them to play
your team
hard.
is coached or they're not coached. And some coaches have those skins in the wall, and they can embarrass their guys. And some guys with the skins in the wall, they can't even get their guys, the stars, to come up for the second half or play against the number one team in the country.
Right, and that guy's got national championships.
There's guys with skins on the wall.
And again, I'm not saying I want somebody screaming and hollering, and it was beyond for this team. But I would like to see a little blood going to it. I mean, it's irritating to me to not see a little bit of
It's overdone. It's overdone in this era of they are not coaching these guys. They're not in these guys' face, in these guys' grill as much as they used to. Some of the veteran guys still are. They have the status. They have the skins on the wall. McMahon could ride a unicycle with 6 bowls on his head flipping, okay?
No, you're
it
right.
Ain't
for this
it's
team,
not going to. They're not going to play defense.
No, they don't.
They're not going to play. They're not going to fight through screens.
They refuse
no,
to.
When you want to talk about the coaching aspect, no, they don't, and that's effort. And he does not have it to get his players to respond because a lot of defense is effort, and they could give 2 craps.
Yeah, like we're watching Calipari.
I'd rather see you with the unicycle and the bowls in your head more than McMahon.
You must want to see the bowls crash to the floor and
me along with them. You look good in that. What do you call that? That Japanese schmocking or whatever it is.
I did not look good in that.
You do look great.
I did not look good.
Oh, you're hard on yourself, Charlie.
I did not look good.
You're hard on yourself.
Crawfish here 7 days a week at Sammy's. Monday through Thursday.
Good. They're
5
good.
o'clock.
I mean, yes, 5 o'clock. Monday through Thursday. We
11
take
on the
first
weekends.
boil out. They're hot, man. They're good and spicy. You can do corn and potatoes. Do a 3 or 5 pound tray. Get the little crawfish sauce if you want. Man, I like to dip the potatoes in the crawfish sauce. So get you an ice cold beer. Had an ultra and a cane break. Knocking those back with the hot crawfish. And I'm really telling you, man, this little warm spell, you're gonna put a little spike and how plentiful they are and the quality increasing the size. We're gonna have a great crawfish weekend this weekend for LSU baseball. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. LSU and South Carolina. Women's basketball, 7 p.m. Can Mulkey? She beats Daly. Come on, Mulkey.
I think this is.
I
think this is her time.
Come on,
little
general. Come on, do your thing.
Gonna be a hopping.
She
joint
has
on,
skins in the wall.
7.
She can get after her players.
Yeah, she does. She does.
She can, though. She can.
Live at Sammy's on Highland Road. Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
The Pierreport Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. They can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Port. Top-notch tools and expert advice. It's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
1950 Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Brandon Holly here. Did you know Relief Windows is the window, door, hardy plank, and vinyl siding and interior shutter headquarters of the Gulf South? That's right. For nearly 20 years, we have provided you with a lifetime guarantee. Relief from the heat, cold, storms, and sun. So go where thousands have gone to upgrade the exterior and the interior of their homes. ReliefWindows.com. That's ReliefWindows.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons at 3 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net. Double Handycast up right now on YouTube, previewing LSU's hitters and the pitchers. It's brought to you by Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com, celebrating their 90th year in business here in 2026, supporting our Louisiana farmers and putting out a great product. Go to SupremeRice.com. There's only one other game in the league last night. There's 4 double at many tonight, but Vanderbilt went on the road and got a win at Auburn to move to 7-4. Jimmy, LSU, Vanderbilt
jumped on them.
Yeah, they did, and they're in with some room plenty of room to spare right now. Auburn, I'm starting to wonder a little bit about if they are.
What's their NET?
Auburn's NET right now is 32, so they're still in, but I'm starting to wonder if they're going to.
Charlie, they just showed the graphics on the LSU Arkansas replay and talked about the 10 teams that Lenardi has in, and then talked about 2 also considered. I mean, LSU was still first four. It is a very, very soft bubble this year. It's not just the metrics are completely wrong. They're not doing their homework. Lenardi's lost his mind. It's just for LSU, just a couple of weeks ago to be in first four out, it just tells you how soft the bubble is. It's going to take a lot for Auburn not to make it.
Right.
I mean, a free fall.
Well, they've lost. They've lost 3 in a row, and 3 of their next 4 on the road. So
I think Georgia's got more to worry about.
okay.
What's their NET?
Georgia's NET is a little bit 35, right behind them.
So okay, better.
Georgia's got 4 less losses than Auburn. But the
well, they
schedule,
didn't play the schedule.
Right, the strength of schedule isn't there. Anyway, Vandy's in with plenty of. In fact, they've got a top 15 NET right now. They're on the verge of a protected seed. For
Vandy's rebounded, from their little skid. When they got knocked from the unbeaten, the ranks of the unbeaten, and kind of got it handed to them pretty good. And they've jumped out to some convincing wins too. And this one got a little hairy late when the kid fouled out for Vanderbilt. But they still, I like the way they've rebounded. I mean, look, man, a guy in his first year got him to the. Didn't he come for James Madison? Mm-hmm. First year got him into the tournament. He's got a better roster this year, and no, they're going to be. I mean, I didn't think they were a national championship threat, but I do think they're a second weekend threat. I could see them getting to Sweet 16.
Yeah. I agree. It's almost like a little mid-season mini slump, and now
it's a long season, I mean,
you get a road win. Don't turn your nose up at any road win, especially against a tournament team.
No, and who's the other one? They won by like 30 on the road. And it wasn't a great team, but I mean, it might have been Mississippi State. But they just
did they beat at home?
No, on the road.
On the road
after they had that little.
They beat Mississippi State by 30, and they beat
State in Starkville.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I know State is really down, and they got another tough one tonight against Tennessee, but which I think Tennessee's going to take care of business because, I just don't think that. I think that losing those big leads. I think when they get the lead, they'd want to exhale down in Starkville tonight. So,
game of the night in Lincoln. Purdue up 22, and Nebraska storms back, get it to overtime?
I think, yes, it was, but it was the doubleheader of the night, and that Big Ten is just popping this year. It really is.
Illinois.
I mean, when Wisconsin after getting hosed on Saturday at Indiana with the call. I mean, you don't make that call. It was a brutal,
terrible call.
Terrible call. Wisconsin was up 1. It was like 2 or 4 seconds to go. They called it, gave Indiana 2 free throws, and they lose. So they were down 12, 5-6 minutes to go, and they came back, man. And this is a different Wisconsin team. It's not our uncles, our big brothers, Wisconsin team. They've got some firepower, and they move the ball. And Charlie, they do this. They won at Michigan and at Illinois.
Yeah.
I mean, you win at Michigan and at Illinois. I mean, that's a 1 and a 2 seed, probably right now. I mean, it's that is really impressive.
No argument for me. And that the other game later was I got home with this pick. I got a little shaky with it, but I liked BYU yesterday. I thought that they had to break they're up 17 with 4 minutes to go, and then Baylor scared the hell out of them.
Well, they fell behind first again, and that is the pattern they've been in.
And they fell behind by double digits in the first half, didn't
they? They are really starting slow. We talk about the Kansas game. We talk about the Houston game. They are really falling behind in half. They're really slow and starting slow for whatever reason, and they needed that comeback. And I know Baylor's really down near the bottom of the list. I mean, the standings in the Big 12, but that was their first cover in 9 tries. And the closing line was 4.5. They covered by half a point. I mean, they just have been now. But you saw DeBonta, huh? Did he have the flu?
36 points.
Did he have cramps?
No.
Did he have I don't
turned ankle?
Yeah, the ankle, hamstring. That's the other one. Hamstring or the agent. 38 and just plays so hard, man.
Look,
so
if
hard.
I had the number 1 pick in the draft, I don't care what team it is. I ain't taking Peterson. I'm taking this cat. I'm taking Devoncha.
I would be there with you.
I've watched both of these guys play.
This guy and his agent have done more. Now the story's coming out that the agent told Self at halftime. Remember when he talked about, well, man, BYU came back in the second half against Kansas. Well, he didn't play the last 17 minutes. Supposedly the agent who sits behind the Kansas bench went and told the assistant coach he can't go the second half.
Bill Self's got enough political capital to say, I'm done dealing with this. I mean, he really does. Guy comes out 10 minutes to tip with the number 1 team in the country in your building and says, I don't want to play. Hell with you, man.
He's not kicking him off the team.
I know.
If he quits, he will.
I'm saying I wish he would. Because if you're Bill Self, you can afford to do that. He's not getting fired. He's got a lifetime contract, okay?
No, job security's fine.
He's one of the few coaches in America with that kind of job security that could say, you know what, I don't care how good you are.
All right, if you're a Kansas fan, you want him to kick him off the team? He's your only chance. I mean, they might not win it with him, but they can't win it without him. They cannot, Charlie. They can't. They cannot.
Maybe this is a bad example, but I got a little bit of experience with the team that I cover having a once-in-a-whatever talent and not giving a crap. And if Johnny Jones had run Ben Simmons off the team with a month to go in that season, I'd have been
LSU
just
was not
fine.
Capable of winning it
They
all
were
that
not.
year.
That's the difference. They were not any good anyway. It was not that they weren't any good, but they weren't going to win the NCAA tournament with it. But when Simmons was kind of like, if Johnny had run him with a month to go, I'd have been just fine with that. I really would have.
It's different.
Yeah, no, this is different because they have a chance to.
If I'm a Kansas
fan,
I'm sorry. I mean, I want to win.
Yeah. I
want
understand
to
what
win.
you're saying. Yeah, of course. Of course you do.
And so Self could have, but he hasn't.
Yeah.
And he's had. This is not like this just happened. Okay, this has been happening all year. He hasn't. Okay,
right.
And there's a reason.
What's
he
worse?
He won Monday night.
Yeah.
But he knows he can't win, and there's nobody that covers college basketball that thinks that. I mean, granted, when he plays, he's the best player in college basketball.
So,
But,
what's worse? You run him off and you know he's not going to be there, or you get to the NCAA tournament and he decides he doesn't want to play in the second half, and then you lose anyway. Yeah. Pick your poison.
Yeah. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060, full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional services which you get with our long-standing staff. Ashley Donald, Day Drink a Lot, Michael Platt, Marion Haynes, Natalie and Bradford Smith, buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Sammy's on Highland, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and WorkboxLLC.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana-Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Uh-oh, they let the big dog out.
Boom! Out of nowhere.
It's time for the big dog, Randy McKay, with his best picks.
Big dog, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. A little bit of Super Bowl hangover, but I'd take a trip here to Colorado and just kind of hanging out here up here in the suite and looking at the mountains.
Rumor has it you were surrounded by some interesting characters at the park. I mean, humans, Paul Stone. Now I know Paul Stone's a gentleman. He's always going to be well behaved, but you know that humans. I mean, did your table behave themselves at the circa soiree?
Yeah, for the most part. Of course, Derek and his crew, they keep plenty of beverages there, so they can't really drink them dry like some places where humans tries to do that.
Well, he did take the week off, so.
Hey, you know what? I was thinking about you because, it was a dud of a Super Bowl. I mean, it lacked a lot of drama. It lacked a lot of excitement. It lacked some star power. But for Big Dog and me, that's just fine, huh? Boring means cha-ching, huh? I mean, it couldn't have. I guess it could always been better, but pretty damn good for us for the way that thing unfolded.
Yeah, I got a little crazy at the end, unfortunately, and cost me on one of them. But other than that, it was a pretty good Super Bowl, pretty good game for the way I projected it anyway, especially the first half. That's why I attacked Seattle for the most part was the first half
right,
total, that kind of thing. So it worked out pretty well, and I just didn't see many of the guys getting over on the props. Of course, a lot of the New England guys got over in that garbage time, but I saw pretty much a big under game with a lot of sacks, a lot of points.
and that's why first you take away, you eliminate that garbage time. And I was heavy on first half under and over 7.5 punts, but I also had the under in the game. And is that crazy? It's a holding call away from going over. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, holding call on the North Dakota State center there, Sundell. Shout out to the two North Dakota State guys on the center, and then the offensive guard, their left guard, Gray Zabel. So they had two guys on the offensive line from North Dakota State for Seattle, but he made the holding call that cost the over there, and you should hear the moan in the ballroom when that flag came up, and they canceled that. A lot of people were on the over in the ballroom, that's for sure.
Oh, they were. They went. I bet they did. Was it as? How many people in the ballroom reacted to the coin toss?
Oh, always a ton in those ballrooms. Yeah, you can hear them yelling for the coin toss. So the group in front of us, I know they all had heads, so they're all rooting for that. So.
Charlie, a guy went to Caesars and bet.
Crazy stuff. All these are just random people react to certain stuff in Super Bowl. And
what was the most entertaining source of? What was the? Because we hear about crazy stories, and some of these veteran sportsbook managers have some stories. But what was the most outlandish thing you've heard of for Super Bowl week, or for that you saw while you were there?
I didn't see really anything too outlandish this time. You know, it was. I just don't think it was a big highlighted matchup, and it took a while for people to get into Vegas, and it seemed like it was pretty dead. You know, in years past, you know, especially that one year when Vegas had the Super Bowl there, and
yeah.
Of course I was eating at Barry's down there, like 3 tables away from Joe Montana and stuff like that. That was a way more crazier Super Bowl and a vibe in the town than so much so than these two teams.
And so you can't compare it to the unbelievable handle that they had 2 years ago. But Charlie, what do you theorize? Because I heard Derek Stevens, and it's interesting because he says, no, we can't do it for 2 years ago, but we have to post our numbers, compare them to last year, and they're down considerably.
The viewers were down about 3 million. If we're just looking at people that just watched the game, and generally these numbers go up a little bit every year. So we're down 3 million. Is that just because of the teams? I don't know.
Part of it. But the handle so much in his Las Vegas handle, you know, the Nevada handle is down, and he says he talked to a big chunk. Where does Las Vegas get a lot of people, which is driving from California? California does not have legalized betting, but they have Kalshi, and they flat out said, "No, we're just going to throw a party at home and bet it on Kalshi." There it is, no. and they're hot because they're not regulated. They're not paying the fees, not paying the league fees, not paying the taxes, not donating to Gamblers Anonymous, and just all of this stuff. So
that are required by every other license.
Yeah. They're not playing by the same rules. So, but they did cut into them, especially where they're located.
And Kalshi's legal everywhere.
Pretty much. I mean, it's still in. They're still in the early stages of regulation. I mean, it's coming. I can't believe that it's not. Huh? What are you hearing on that front, Randy?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, and that's hurting the handle of all the sports books, even the legal ones outside of Nevada. It's hurting everything, and yeah, it's something I definitely got to look into myself because there's probably some options I might be missing and leaving some money on the table. So I got to look into, having that as an out and maybe using some of that stuff as well, just as long as they're, it sounds like everything's legit and it's working, even though it's, not a regulated thing and, but there's big money behind it and politics and everything else. So I don't think it's going anywhere as of right now.
Well, when you go through the props for the Super Bowl, something that we just went through, you really have to hunt for the unders. I mean, there's way. I mean, what is it, like 80% of the totals, the player totals, are like overs. I mean, just so you really got to hunt for the unders. Kalshi, there is a no on everything they post. You know, might not be at the price you want, but there is a no for everything that they post. So it's interesting. So looking back at this one, though, I'm always curious how you kind of reset and look back. In looking back at this Super Bowl, what did you learn on this one from a gambling perspective?
Probably I always, study the game and, realize what maybe I could have done different. And, maybe, every once in a while I should probably, maybe take a shot more at stuff like shutout in the first half. Probably could have been an option there, or even shutout in a game. When you like a team's defense as much as I did, that was something I probably should have looked into those two props a little bit more, looking back at it. So, but otherwise, my strategy, over the years has been, bet the overs early and, and then let the market decide and then come back late. And, I did find some decent bets there on the downtown, walking around, a couple hours there before the game.
Like
so
what?
It'll still be that same strategy. So I just found some better odds on some of my stuff. Like I had Drake May or to throw an interception that won, and what was the other one? I had one other one, but I don't have it in front of me.
Probably, the one that we adjusted on was May rushing yardage, and we got lucky because the holding penalty negated his rush. That would have put it over, but he went over the original number. I mean, that thing went up, but when you came on the show it was 37.5, and that's what I got under, and it fell 37, and it was a closing number for a lot of books.
Yeah, I bet Travion Henderson under rush yards too, and I won by a yard as well. So there's a couple of them I won by a yard. I won that one by a yard, and I won. So it's always getting that best of them. Just that 1 yard or two makes a big difference in some, especially with these smaller totals.
Right.
Yeah. Randy, real quick, when we talk about what we learned here, we were talking about the adjusted quarterback rankings of that class with May and Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix. So now that we've watched these guys play in the playoffs, now all of them have been in the playoffs, how do you feel going into the next season? Did it change the pecking order of those guys for you?
No, I think, even though he's a little brittle, the guy, your guy Daniels there from that's playing with Washington, I still would have him as the top guy, even though he had an injury year and kind of a lost year. The team had a lost year as well. So, but improvement out of Caleb Williams with Ben Johnson, of course, and of course, May has the deficiencies that Seattle exposed a little bit, but he's still a pretty good up and coming quarterback. So, and then don't know what we're going to get with Bo Nix or McCarthy off these injuries. So, still a little question mark on those two.
There we go. All right. But Big Dog, we appreciate it, man. We'll still be hooking up on a weekly basis. If you got to take some time off, we agree. We understand that as well. But we'd love to try and check in with you from week to week. But a boring, a good Super Bowl. I'll have to tell Matt when he comes on. Oh, it's next week that you thought he was very boring at the party. So.
I know. What was I going to say too? I've been watching these Olympics, and I got probably a little play tomorrow on the Czech Republic here versus Canada. If you can get plus 2.5 goals at DraftKings.
Okay, all right.
They got really good goaltending and decent enough defense. I think that they can hold down the Canadian squad here. And, first game jitters and that kind of thing.
Two really good goals.
Also, they got some firepower as well.
Two really good goalies, and also sometimes the Canadians who always bank that they'll be in the medal round, they kind of use this as almost an experimental, like just to run different lineups and rotations and things like that, and almost like preseason approach, try and get them there. Follow Randy on Twitter at RR39. Thank you, Big Dog. We appreciate it. Good work.
All right, thanks, guys. Good luck, everybody out there.
All right, don't forget our friends at United Community Bank, the local way to bank big, with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow, including their newest branch around the corner here. Go down Highland Road to Blue Bonnet, take a right, Burbank and Blue Bonnet. That's right, their newest branch. I got an account over there, a great team of bankers. My man Prentice Wilkes, Heath Muir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, the United Community Bank. Yes, indeed. Stop on by and talk to any of our great team of bankers. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live at Sammy's on Highland Road, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salad, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Attention vehicle owners, before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Segan near Perkins.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Rufino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Rufino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Rufino'sRestaurant.com. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
There's more than one way to listen to ESPN Baton Rouge on the radio at 104.5 and 104.9 and 98.1 HD2. Online at 1045ESPN.com and with the free ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford.
All college football, all year long. The Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. With Odd and Hanny, live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
So we scrolled through to find that graphic they put up last night. It's misleading at best and flat out wrong at worst. Matt McMahon's fourth season I'll read it to you exactly as is written on the screen. Fourth season as LSU head coach, 4 postseason appearances, 3 NCAA, 1 NIT. It's all in the same color. It's all in purple. You got the LSU graphic up there.
It says LSU Matt McMahon. Then it says that.
Fourth season is
and
LSU
then it has the
head
LSU
coach.
logo.
Yeah.
There's nothing about career or
it's misleading. If you say it's his fourth season as LSU head coach and you're in the middle of the fourth season, there's no way you can have 4 postseason appearances.
Right.
But if you don't know, you don't know. And if you're just reading, if this would have been for the head coach at Utah, I would have looked at it, and that's what I would have thought. Yeah. At this thing, and so it's not. So, like I said, it's misleading at best, flat out wrong at worst.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it. You didn't believe me.
I believed you. I didn't see. I wasn't paying attention. Wasn't one of the things that upset me last night. Live at Sammy's Grill, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks on every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code Radio250BM, Radio250BM, and get your first bet matched as a bonus bet up to $250 whether you win or lose. Open to new users in Louisiana, age 21 or older. Licensed in Horseshoe, Bossier City, and Caesars Rewards. Minimum odds minus 500. Or it is non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos or forward to total. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And there ain't no troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The live arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. A kids menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. The search for reliable and affordable insurance can be frustrating, but the Morris Insurance Group invites you to look again. For homeowners and renters to auto and commercial coverage, the Morris Insurance Group offers a range of services to meet any situation. For business owners, their comprehensive package covers a large range of liabilities. There are policies for boat and RV owners, hunting camp properties, high-risk areas, and yes, flood insurance. Get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call us today at 201-0007.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
Don't get caught riding dirty on date night. This Valentine's Day, love the Benny's Club with $14 off your first month on any membership. Available at all 9 Benny's Car Wash locations now through February 22nd. Shop local, shop Benny's.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Enjoying the finer things in life is his forte. Let's bring in Scott Rabalais from The Advocate.
Back here at Sammy's on Highland Road. Crawfish 7 days a week right now, Monday through Thursday starting at 5 o'clock and Friday through Sunday starting at 11 a.m. We even sent Jimmy out to do a little recon on the crawfish last night. Come on out and sample them yourself. You get two thumbs up.
2 thumbs up, baby.
2 thumbs
yes,
up.
Yes, indeed. So good last night. We ran out about 7:30 over here at the original Sammy's. So, yes, indeed. And this little warm stretch, I'm telling you. Next couple of days, this Mardi Gras weekend, going to LSU baseball, LSU South Carolina women's, it's going to have a good batch of crawfish this weekend.
Come on out and get them here at Sammy's on Highland Road. Rab, good afternoon. How are you?
I am battling allergies from things that are blooming here in mid-February. Whatever it is,
we all are. All of our allergy meters are way up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yes. Getting to be about that time of year. All right, LSU in South Carolina. This has been the one hill that Kim Mulkey has not been able to climb here at LSU. They've lost 5 straight under Mulkey. They haven't beaten South Carolina since 2012. This is a hard sellout. This is going to be a big atmosphere. ESPN's women's basketball game day will be here on Saturday. They have, I would say, comparable games against Texas. They've each played Texas twice. They have each split with Texas. I would say just about every quarter of every game, save maybe the fourth quarter of LSU, Texas, and Austin, has been closely contested if we want to use the common opponent approach, which sometimes gets us in trouble. But, Scott, I think this is LSU's best chance, and that includes the national championship team, which really got beat pretty soundly in Columbia that year, that this is Kim Mulkey's best chance to beat South Carolina since she's been here.
I agree, and the fact that it's in Baton Rouge to start with. South Carolina is still very good. I mean, they're ranked 3rd in the country, and they're leading the SEC. They lost Chloe Kitts, one of their best players earlier in the season, to a knee injury that diminished them somewhat. They still have some very talented players. Joyce Edwards is a problem, as they said in that documentary about the game between Houston and NC State. Hakeem Olajuwon's a problem. She's a problem. Tanaya Latson, guard, who played for Florida State here against LSU last year in the NCAA tournament at the PMAC. They're both tremendous scorers, but LSU has all the pieces. They got to be working right. They got to get a good game from Kate Koval, the big 6'5" center. They got to get good play from the other forwards like Kaya Johnson and Amaya Joyner. And the guards have to be hitting. Not all of them. And the guards, I mean, Michaela Williams, Malaysia Wiley, Flaujah Johnson, and Jada Richard. Not all 4 of them have to be hitting, but at least 2 of them have to be on offensively, and they got to take advantage of their opportunities because South Carolina is a relentless team around the basket. But yeah, I agree with you. It should be a tremendous atmosphere all day long, and just a tremendous day on campus. Really, with baseball starting up, and but yeah, it's a rivalry in a sense, but to be a true rivalry, you got to beat the other team once in a while, and this is the one thing that left to be ticked off on one of the big things left to be ticked off on in the Kim Mulkey tenure, and it'll happen eventually. But will it happen this Saturday? I think it can, but it's certainly not a given. But it's not a given they're going to lose to South Carolina either. They got a very good chance.
Charlie said the metrics to South Carolina, the women's net,
yeah.
South Carolina is 3, LSU's 5, and the team you reference is right in the middle at Texas. And of course, 2 years ago, right there, man. And that was a great atmosphere. And when Angel Reese fouled out, I mean, that's when it was. Weren't they leading or tied with just minutes to go?
It was
and lost by
close.
like 6-8. Huh, Scott? I mean, it was really, really close.
Yeah, they've lost by 6 both times here in the games here to South Carolina. Yeah.
This is you talked about the players that have to be on for LSU. They are scoring even still this deep into the season at a historic rate. They were the leading scoring team in the country for a long period of time, and now they are a tenth of a point shy of the highest mark in D1 history, which that mark has stood for 35 years. Providence back in '91, and they are going to shatter the SEC all-time scoring average. They are averaging 7 points more per game than Georgia's record, which has stood since 1986, Scott. So we're not just talking about a good offensive team. We're talking about a historically good offensive team. We were just talking about raw numbers.
No, they can score. Inside, outside. They're still not the greatest 3-point shooting threat in the world. They're not going to have. They're not going to rain 10. Somebody having rained 10 3-pointers on somebody like that, kid did for Louisville against Will Wade's team the other night. Goodness gracious. But they're good. But what's the key? It's an old cliche, but old cliches are old because they're true. Defense leads to offense. They got to rebound well. They've out-rebounded everyone they've played since Kentucky when they lost their season opener, SEC opener on New Year's Day at the PMAC, which to me is still LSU's worst loss. I mean, Kentucky's good, but they're not great, and they shouldn't have lost that game. But they learned something from that game, and they've out-rebounded everybody since. And so they got to do that. And of course, rebounding leads to what? Transition baskets. LSU loves to get out and run, and that's where they're most dangerous. Not trying to work something out of the half court offense, which can be good, but then you really got to be on. But from the outside, but it's a tremendous. They're a tremendously fun team to watch, man. Because they can score on you in so many ways, and South Carolina can too. So I expect it's going to be a very entertaining game from that standpoint.
What did they learn at Texas? Because this was a 4-point game going to the fourth quarter. I thought the shot selection lacked in that fourth quarter, among other things. And the game kind of got away from them a little bit. But this was very close for 3 quarters.
Yeah, and it was kind of a similar game in Baton Rouge. LSU won by 5 in Baton Rouge against Texas, but it was really not quite that close. They kind of, Texas kind of crept back closer towards the end of the game. But LSU was, going into the last few minutes, it was never in doubt. Like, oh boy, they got to inbound this ball carefully, or this is going to be a problem. You're right. Shot selection, it just looked like they lost their focus that was there early in the game, and on the road, hostile crowd, that can be the case. That should be less of a problem at home on Saturday night, but it's also the thing that's most frustrating about watching this team, because they're so talented, is they get sloppy with their passes sometimes. Rory Harmon is, they said it a billion times on the broadcast that she's their all-time steals leader, Texas, just slipping in and stealing the ball. And South Carolina can do that to you as well. So they've got to be very careful with the ball. A certain amount of turnovers, Kim Mulkey, I think, has baked into the equation with her teams here, that they're very good offensively, and they're gonna get up and down the court, and eventually there's gonna be a bad pass, and and somebody's gonna lose the ball. But they gotta do a better job of taking care of the ball. 19 turnovers a game in their last 2 games. That's not gonna cut it against South Carolina. That's the part that's really got to improve.
We've got these 3 teams in the SEC, and ahead of them, UConn and UCLA, who have lost 1 game between them. So I'm going to go ahead and, with my limited knowledge, not having watched them play, call them locks for number 1 seeds. I'm like everybody else. I follow Charlie Cream, who's the Joe Lenardi of women's basketball. He's got Texas and South Carolina as 1 seeds, and LSU as a 2 in the regional, with UCLA as the 1 seed. So if South Carolina loses to LSU on Saturday night, are we going to the SEC tournament with three SEC teams fighting for 2 number 1 seeds, or is LSU too far on the outside looking in to make up that ground?
Not with an RPI of 5. I don't think so. I think if LSU loses Saturday night, then yeah, they don't have any chance to get a 1 seed. Maybe if they won the SEC tournament and other things, panned out for them. But you have to throw Vanderbilt in there too. They've been tremendous with Michaela Blakes and they're on the 2 line as well. But I think LSU is ahead of them in the net, despite having a loss to Vanderbilt on the road, and so I think they could stay that way. Talking some other tough games. LSU's got to go to Ole Miss. They've got to go to Mississippi State, which can be hot cold, but they can be a threat. And they got Tennessee at home, which they should take care of. I mean, Tennessee just got destroyed at South Carolina last week. But yeah, I think if LSU could win this, I think LSU needs to win this game and has to at least get to the SEC tournament final, if not win it. Probably win it, be a 1 seed. But it's not out of the realm of equation. It's not out of the realm of possibility because their net, despite their non-conference schedule, which gets heavily dinged, except for their win over at Duke, which has played great since then. Since I don't think they've lost since LSU beat them. They've got a pretty good resume and a pretty good case for that last number 1.
Maybe Malky will present Staley with some roses on Valentine's Day for losing to Iowa, a few years back in the semis.
I wouldn't wait on it.
Love is in the air, huh, Charlie?
I wouldn't wait on
it. By the way, this is the details. LSU, 2 years ago, led 6:52 at the end of 3. Reese fouled out, up 67-66 with 4 minutes to go. Last time they had a tie was a Van Lith 3 with 2 minutes to go, 70-70. LSU did not score the rest of the way. Lost 76-70.
The
love is in the air, Scotty.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on that too much. The list of LSU football players invited to the combine came out a little while ago. 11 LSU football players going to the combine. Garrett Nussmeier, 4 wide receivers: Aaron Anderson, Barian Brown, Chris Hilton, Xavier Thomas, Bauer Sharp, the tight end, Patrick Payton and Jack Pyburn from the defensive line, Harold Perkins, linebacker, cornerback Mansour Delane, who's going to be the first Tiger off the board, and A.J. Halsey. Any thoughts on who most needs this combine to maybe improve their draft stock? Who's it most important to, Scott?
Well, first of all, I want to say all those guys on offense, and they struggle to score points.
They did.
They did. All those skill players. I know they weren't in the offensive line, but
well, last year it was 4 offensive linemen that got drafted, and they had their issues running the ball there too. But go on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Garrett Nussmeier, obviously, he's got to show that how he looks or how he can look. He'll do well with the measurables. I think the height and the arm speed and all that stuff. But he's got to show them something after. Obviously, it looks like a. What do you guys think? He certainly looks like a second-day guy. Right now, 4th round pick probably at this point.
4th round's third day, but yeah, I would say he's probably going to be the third or fourth quarterback to come off the board.
He might be a little higher than the 4th. He had a positive turn. He was healthy again.
Yeah,
so he led in arm strength. Down in Mobile. So the Mobile was a good thing for. And he looked healthier again. I mean, when we saw some of the workouts.
I hope so for his case. But I would say Aaron Anderson, because he doesn't have the size. Yeah, he's got to have a good combine. He's got to show him something. The speed and everything. How about A.J. Halsey? I mean, could A.J. Halsey, with a good combine, could he kind of leap up the board? Not into Mansour Delane territory, but could he be somebody who's higher than we're thinking right now? I think it could be an important day for him.
I think A.J. Halsey is going to be a day 2 pick. I think somewhere in the late 2, early 3 round. I've loved watching that kid play football since the first practice we saw him, and I think he's going to be a day 2 pick. The real wild card for me is Perkins. I don't. I mean, we know the story. We've seen the measurables. We know he can run. I don't know if he has a position. I mean, we've seen projections all the way going back to his sophomore year, as high as the 1st round and as low as when he got hurt to in the later part of the 6th or 7th round. So I don't know what they think about Perkins right now. It only takes one team, but to me, he's the biggest wild card in this. He's got the biggest
Perkins
range.
and Halsey, neither of them participated in Senior Bowl? I mean, those two guys, because of Halsey's, not terribly big, and what you're talking about Perkins, I would have thought they would have loved to see them
watch the game.
work them out.
What do you think about Perkins? Just Senior Bowl aside,
Either
one of you guys.
said. I mean, if it's coming if we're projecting the draft 2 years out after his freshman year, he's top 5 pick. I mean, but I mean, they back and forth, whether it's his handlers or not, just kind of playing him out, that wasn't his best position, but trying to develop him where they thought he needed to play at the next rate, and he did improve, in pass coverage and stuff. I don't know.
They did not play in the Shrine Bowl. They played in Perkins played in the Shrine game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm an NFL general manager. I'm thinking what I've thought about him all the time. Where am I going to play him? Where am I going to play him? I just don't know. I don't think he can do anything to be a first-round pick in my estimation.
No.
But I could be wrong.
Third down, obvious passing positions. I know where he's playing. He's coming off the edge. I'm sorry.
I've said this. But I would play him if there's a defense that exists like this. When Jamal Adams was playing for Seattle that first year, and he was sort of playing in space, he had some coverage things, but he also had like 7 or 8 sacks that year. And he was just kind of disruptive. Now, then he got hurt, and he was never the same after that. But something like that. But you got to play that kind of defense. I don't know. It could go a lot of ways.
It's called a drop linebacker, Charlie, is where he was playing that first year.
Well,
it was.
I'm glad they finally found somebody who's got the athletic ability to play it.
If you got a guy that can really play.
They damn sure did in 1998. Scott, we appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Sounds good, guys. Take care.
All right. Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Does your homeowners association require wood windows like mine? You got to call our friends over at Relief Windows. Yes, indeed. Give them a call at 288-8138. The windows, again, those wood windows that are built to last. They are going to last. They are beautiful. They're functional. We can design them any kind of way. Come out to your do an initial evaluation of what you're looking at. Do a computer rendering and kind of modify it towards your liking. This look good. You like this. You like that. You don't like that. Kind of put it in. Then we send it off to the manufacturer. When it comes in, we schedule the installation. They schedule it, and they show up right on time. I mean, within 5-10 minutes. Don't hijack your entire day. And they're very professionally come in and do the work, clean up behind themselves, and just make sure everything's great. Those R-Last gelled wood frame windows come with a 20-year general warranty and a lifetime limited warranty against rotten termites, meaning that they're going to last through these rough South Louisiana weather conditions. The heat, the rain, the snow, I mean, you name it, the mold, the humidity. It's rough, man. So you got to get those wood windows. Don't do it like I did. Didn't use them the first time, the original construction of my home. 8-10 years later, I was replacing wood windows in my house. Do it right the first time. Call Relief Windows, 288-8138, and ReliefWindows.com.
Live at Sammy's on Highland, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Thunder Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Pierreport Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierreport. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at ThibodeauStore.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Odd and Annie is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. Live at Lunch with Ott and Annie Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. A personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. Commercial omelet, Cajun hash browns, big cheesy glue, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, the chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. From east, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSiN.
Wes, how you doing, buddy?
Jimmy, I'm well. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Did you enjoy the Super Bowl? Give us a little report from Vegas, man. You know, it's a little bit of slower traffic, certainly handled down. I know that Derek Stevens came on publicly and said that he talked to some of his heavier hitters from California and said they're just staying at home, doing parties at home and betting it on Kalshi and stuff like that. So they're a little bit upset with that, but just a little bit of a report from Super Bowl weekend in Vegas.
Yeah, I think that was part of it, certainly. And now with the sports betting being legal in so many jurisdictions, and I tell people this all the time, Jimmy, and you've been out here enough, so you're an old veteran of this. So coming out here for Super Bowl can be a little bit overrated. You know, tired Super Bowl visits for Vegas, wired NCAA tournament visits, you know, where you know, that first weekend of March Madness, I think, you know, when I tell people, hey, when do you want to come out here? I'm like, come out for that. Come out for that first weekend of March Madness. That's still very cool. But I think it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of these casinos, you know, they're kind of overpricing people out of the market. You know, you got to pay this much for a seat, or you got to pay this much for a table. And it used to not be that way, or it used to be more reasonable, even if they did that. But, you know, you're charging these people several $1,000s and, you know, high drink minimums, and that just prices people out. People don't have the money to do all that right now. So I think that is a part of it that's not really being reported, is that it's kind of expensive for people to come out here right now, and that's another reason why it's down.
You know, things ebb and flow. You think that, you know, with Vegas kind of getting a little bit of a bad reputation for that, and people having other outlets as far as being, just the seat charges if you have a window next to the fountains at Bellagio or something like that? Just is that going to calm down and be more consumer friendly, traveler friendly?
I certainly hope it is because it is kind of giving the town a bad rap. And when you have people, look, you guys have casinos right there in the state, and people have them in various states across the country. It's like I can just go there and hang out and kind of have a really good time without spending all this money, getting the flight, and getting the hotel, and not only paying for what you're paying for seats and for beverages and these big huge packages. It just costs a lot of money, and I think that a lot of these corporate guys, I often say Vegas is still run by the mob. It's just the mob is a bunch of hedge fund guys, and not the old school mafia out here, like in the 70s, and that's what it is. And I think when you're not consumer friendly and you're pricing, people out of the market, and you're pricing decent working class people that would come out here a few times a year because they like to come out here, I think that that's a bad thing for Las Vegas, and I do hope that turns around.
Did you have a lump in your throat when Walker busted off that run and it would have gone over at that point?
I did because I was kind of looking. I'm like, hey, I've got a winning slate here in the Super Bowl right now, so we're good. We came out of it with profit, and then he takes off, and it's like that's a very fortunate flag. He didn't have as many flags in that game until kind of late in the second half when it got out of hand, but very fortunate that they called that back for holding. So we ended up having a pretty solid day.
Do we rethink, because I like your no score first, 6.5 or first 5 minutes, but that just, giving the ball at the 35 to start the game is just, one first down, and man, these kickers are in field goal range. Do we have to rethink that a little bit?
I do think we have to recalibrate, what we're doing here, because and it was another thing, like with the touchback as well, because the touchbacks went over, and that used to be a very good under prop, I think, because you want to get them to return a little bit because you trust your coverage. Hey, we can get them inside the 20, with not kicking a touchback, or at least inside the 25, and now giving it to the 35, and that's the league, of course, trying to artificially increase scoring a little bit, because you mentioned the lump in the throat with the under. Like, that was a dead nut under too. That was totally an under game, and the right handicap. Like, I'm amazed that it got to 42 points. I thought, okay, we're going to struggle to get to 35 here.
Right.
That field position, that certainly makes a difference.
You talk about a dead under. Yeah, I would say. It was. It was 12-0 at the end of third, and it almost went over. Jeez. So
what was that Denver game where they didn't score a point for the entire game? And
it was a Colts Thursday night game.
No. This year they didn't score any points in the first three quarters, and they scored 36 in the fourth quarter. They playing the Giants, I think.
Oh, well, that was them.
Denver.
The other team scored.
Yeah. Nothing for three quarters, and then an explosion in the fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah, that was the comeback against the Giants. So, all right, Pebble Beach, Wes, what we looking at?
Yeah, a short field, by the way, only 80 players because it's a signature event. The Pro-Am only goes 2 days. Scotty Scheffler, of course, at the top. Rory and Tommy Fleetwood come over from Dubai, making their season debuts, but gonna shirk those top guys a little bit. And I started with Russell Henley at 31-1. He's kind of becoming a popular play, but maybe we'll get a popular one hit this week. Played really well here last year. Finished fifth. He has not finished outside the top 20 in any event, by the way, in 9 months. Has a couple runners up. Has some top 10s in majors. Really good driver of the golf ball, very good on approach, also top 10 on stroke gain around the green. So Russell Henley, and then right in that same price range, a couple others. These guys are anywhere 30 to 35-1. Victor Hovland, maybe inspired by Norway being at the top of the medal count here in the Winter Olympics over in Milan, but he's won here before. He won here as an amateur. 2018 won the U.S. Amateur when it was played at Pebble Beach and Spyglass Hill. By the way, both of those courses are going to be played each of the first 2 days before they move to Pebble for the weekend. And then Matt Fitzpatrick played very well in Phoenix, even though he finished a disappointing ninth. Just didn't really get off in the final round. Slow start and couldn't keep up with those guys. But ended 2025, beat Rory in that playoff in Dubai at the DP World Tour Championship. Past winner, by the way, at Harbor Town, which is where the RBC Heritage is held in Hilton Head. And there's some correlation sometimes between success at certain courses. We saw it last week in Phoenix. Guys that have played well or have won the Sony Open tend to play well in Phoenix, and we saw it certainly with Chris Goddard winning that playoff last week. So maybe a correlation here for Fitzpatrick. And then a couple guys in the mid-60s, Seth Straka, who missed the cut at the American Express a couple weeks ago and defense this title. He's rusty. Finished T18 last week in Phoenix, but top 10 for strokes gained tee to green. Just didn't make a lot of putts. Maybe he'll like these greens a little bit better that are a little bit slower, POA, than what we saw in Phoenix. And then Akshay Bhatia, 66-1, T3 last week in Phoenix, top 10 on approach, top 10 on putting. And we know putting is kind of Akshay's weakness. And maybe he found something last week. Maybe that carries over here for this week. Left-handers, mainly Phil Mickelson, but there's been other left-handers that have played very well here at Pebble Beach.
All right, Wes, busy slate in college hoops tonight. Anything you're on tonight?
Yeah, one that I played so far. I did play Virginia Tech, getting 8.5 against Clemson. Clemson, by the way, came back and got that sweep in the Bay Area. We talked about these tough travels and these unfamiliar travels with these new alignment in the conferences. That's not an easy trip to go out there in Stanford and Cal. North Carolina found that out, by the way. They got beat both games. Well, Clemson pulls the sweep. Now they come home to Virginia Tech. By the way, Clemson has a road trip to Cameron on Saturday, and that's going to be for right now in the ACC. And you get a Virginia Tech team that's a good team, but probably maybe slightly on the outside looking in right now in terms of making the field of 68. And they've got some good wins, but I think they need one or two more really good resume wins. I thought 8.5 was a little bit high. Maybe Virginia Tech kind of catches Clemson a little bit of a sandwich here.
All right, the Hokies they were very competitive in Raleigh on Saturday as they came under the number, a very similar number what we saw. I think it was 2 points higher, so I think it fell right in that
nine and a half. And they
you're talking about against NC State?
Yeah.
It was 10.5 or 9.5.
9.5, and they lost by 9.
Yeah, it fell 9. Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of back and forth, too, on that number late. So, similar opponent here at Clemson. Follow us on Twitter, X at Wes Reynolds 1. Get all that championship gear in back order. Did you get it all in yet?
Well, we're still waiting on some of it, man. But and I was having a little bit of pride today. I was like, hey, they announced the combine list, by the way, in Indianapolis for the scouting combine, and 9 Hoosiers get invited.
Yes.
I was like, wow, that's got to be one of the highest. And then I see Texas A&M get like 13 invited. So it's like, okay, maybe we don't have that respect just yet, but 9 Hoosiers, that's pretty darn good for Indiana.
That's got to be a high, huh, Wes?
LSU did put 11. How many did Ohio State would have been? My guess is the high.
Yeah.
And I didn't see how many they got invited today. I don't know if you saw that number.
I didn't see that as well. Follow us on Twitter at Wes Reynolds 1. Wes, we appreciate it. Good luck to you this weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
You bet, guys. Thank you.
All right. So Wes with his picks. We got Max's picks as well. We'll come back with that in just a little bit. Don't forget, it's crawfish season over here at Sammy's Grill, the original Sammy's Grill, where we are today on Highland Road near Starring. Very always a good place to come. If you can't be at the box, man, they have the TVs all here in the bar area, all throughout the family dining area as well. So there's not a seat in the house where we don't have a really nice TV to check out the LSU baseball action. So whether it's on cable, on the ESPN properties, SEC, or streaming, we will have it on over here at Sammy's. So just 10 minutes, 10-minute drive. So a great meeting place before, during, and after. And, of course, during crawfish season, we have crawfish that come out Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m., and then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting at noon. So crawfish season, this little warm spell, going to spike the quality and the quantity of the crawfish. So this took a little. Kind of took one to the chin a little bit with that cold spell, with the crawfish season, but we're recovering quickly. I had them over here last night. They are clean, they are spicy, and they are getting bigger as we speak for this crawfish season.
11 guys from Ohio State.
11, really?
5 potential first-rounders and 3 maybe in the top 10.
Miami going to have 3 first-rounders, too? The 2 linemen and the offensive linemen, at least?
Yeah, 2 in the top. Well, it depends on how Bain's arms measure, but 2 in the top 10 for sure. I would think. Even if Bain's arms measure shorter, he ain't leaving the top 10. May leave the top 5.
I saw Jeremiah with an early teens projection on him.
Bain.
Yes.
He must figure that they're going to be really if the arms come in short.
His arms ain't going to grow, Charlie.
Nobody seems to know exactly what they are. I tell you what, the Will Campbell thing probably hurts him and shouldn't, because everybody goes, see, short arms. But I don't know. I think it was way more. Will talked about it yesterday. It's way more the MCL.
Good for him to try and damage control, not talking to the media after. Yeah, everybody's pissed off when they lose the Super Bowl. You still got to, it's kind of your obligation now.
Yeah, they should have done that. Live at Sammy's on Highland, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes. 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders. Dual purpose, part office, part storage. Climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Pontiello Workbox a call at 343-4886. 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. On 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Our Wednesday consensus golf picks are brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown.
All right, Charlie. So you heard Wes Reynolds in his picks: Henley, Hovland, Fitzpatrick, Straka, and Batia. Max is chalking out a little bit.
That guy does nothing but chalk out.
No,
all the
this
time.
is unusual for him.
I'm joking.
But
obviously
Scheffler,
he doesn't. He never does. He's taking Scotty Scheffler?
Yep,
Wow.
plus 290 at DraftKings. He found plus 325 at the Score.
Can't beat him, join him.
He's got a Scheffler, Siwoo Kim top 20 parlay, which is paying like right at 6-1 at DraftKings. The DraftKings outlets at the Queen and Bally's. Hitsatsune, Tio Hitsatsune, he has him. Let's see, top 10 or top. He has him like top 10 or top 20. He has top 10 plus 700. He has top American, so you kind of eliminate Rory, Siwoo Kim, Hovland. You know, some of the Fleetwood, some of the bigger names in this. Plus 200 on top American. So, and then he has a matchup, Nick Taylor, head up, even money versus Min-Woo Lee. Indy Jeff, our other contributor, has Siwoo Kim at 25-1. Tommy Fleetwood, Pearson Cootie, Ricky Fowler, and he has McCarty and McCready. Here's the deal, which kind of taking this all in. So, Siwoo Kim is 25-1 with Scheffler. Without, he's 20-1. You can eliminate him and get a 20. I mean,
Well, you know, what we took to doing last year was, you want to bet it with Scheffler or without Scheffler.
So they have a completely, pretty much all of them. Certainly the DraftKings outlet, they have, it's 25-1 or 20-1 on Siwoo Kim. Russell Henley is either 30-1 or 25-1. Fitzpatrick is 34-1 to 28-1. That's minimal, man. You hit those guys, they're going to pay. Do you want to finish second to Scheffler and come up zero? I think that this is just my interpretation of our contributors that might be the route to take, maybe Siwoo Kim, Fleetwood or Cootie, or Wes's Henley, Fitzpatrick, Hovland, Straka, but the without markets is what I'm looking at.
Because
and I got to tell you, 2-1 on top American for Scheffler. Charlie, how far back was he last week?
He's at 73 in the first round,
and he's right there.
And he ends up one shot out the lead at the end.
I think high point last week was like 28-1. He was after the first round. He was 21-1. After the first round, and that was not the low or the buy low spot on him. He was in the high 20s.
So he's never really. I mean, even with that round,
he's never out of it.
The last 3 rounds of the golf tournament, he had 1 bogey. Now I understand it's not the most difficult course on tour, but 1 birdie and one bogey.
Everybody's
3
played
rounds.
the same course.
Right. He's a menace to golf betting. I mean, really
even in. Like last week, okay, man, because remember he started and we're like, when we had humans on, it's like, he's off to a rough start today. And then that rough round continued. And he was, I don't know what he was to make the cut, but most guys are not going to make the cut, with his first round. And he was such an after, and he made a run.
He did make a run.
He made a hell of a run, man.
I asked Max at Ruffino's when we were finishing the show last week. I said, "What?" He said, "Well, he was. I think he was 9 strokes back." I said, "But what place is he in?" And he was in like 80-something place. You got to climb over all of these guys, and he still ended up doing it.
Our golf consensus picks brought to you by our friends at Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime. 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. It happens. You get in a car accident like I did. Girl pulled in front of me. Boom. Smash. Didn't hit her. I swerved and hit the light poles to avoid hitting her, but totaled my car. Air pegs deployed, the whole thing, and I mean, here we go. Start the whole pain in the rear end process. And that's where Dana comes in, because he knows how to save you some time. He knows how to save you some headaches. He's going to deal with the insurance companies. He's going to set you up with doctor's appointments. Just relieve as much stress as possible and inconvenience as it is, because they do this all the time. He did it for me, and I couldn't imagine going through that whole deal without calling him up. Never a charge for the initial consultation, 343-1111, or you can schedule that initial consultation online at ocbrown.com.
A lot of home dogs in the league tonight. We'll see. We'll set up the SEC schedule with 4 games on the slate tonight. We'll do that when we come back here at Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life.
It's rolling.
Join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from the original Walk-Ons Burbank at Nicholson. Dwayne Colucci joins us from Las Vegas, and we are one day away from LSU baseball. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Thursday from Walk-Ons, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week, Monday through Friday. First batch comes out at 5 p.m., weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, near Starring since 1988.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia. And tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Down Shopping Center.
Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select to HD2.
College football talk all year long on the Chuck Oliver Show, weeknights at 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we're also brought to you by the Thibodeau Store and the Pierre Part Store, now open in LaRose and Lockport as well. Big Black & Decker sale right now on the website. You can find over 100 items made by Black & Decker that are on special right now on the website. The electric blower vacuum mulchers, hedge trimmers, cordless blowers, string trimmers, electric knives, belt sanders, cordless screwdrivers, the pole saws, pressure washers. What else we got here? The long trimmer lines, the electric chainsaws, and a whole lot more. Get them at thethibodeaustore.com. All 4 of the properties will come up through that website, and you can order with same-day availability on order on the website, same-day pickup, delivery on a number of these items at thethibodeaustore.com. 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux and Highway 70 in Pierre Part, open until 5:30. All right, we got 4 games in the league tonight, and you got 3 home dogs, all of them pretty significant home dogs, so they're facing much better competition. Georgia catching 9.5 at home against Florida. Ole Miss catching 6.5 at home against Alabama. Mississippi State catching 7.5 at home against Tennessee. Any interest?
Boy, I tell you, Florida's a runaway freight train right now. That line, Charlie, was projected to be 6.5, and it's 9.5 on the road. I mean, it's a big number, man. I mean, that's they're making you pay a tax to support the. I mean, people back, streaking teams, especially high-profile teams like the defending champs. Alabama, Ole Miss, man.
You keep waiting on Ole Miss. I keep waiting on
Ole Miss, but and they're catching 9.5 Saturday. They were up 3 with 3 minutes to go. I mean, how did they not cover that game? Well, they didn't. You fouled twice in the last 20 seconds to even add it on top of that. I want to see A&M. I think A&M might respond tonight, bounce back a little bit with the with the competition dipping a little bit. I like Tennessee. I took them at -6.5. It's up to 7.5 now. So I think Tennessee's going to bounce back from losing another big double-digit lead to the Kentucky Wildcats this year.
The Ole Miss game is the one that intrigues me as well. This is Ole Miss's first home game in 22 days because of that weather flip with the Vanderbilt game. So they spent 4 straight games on the road. And Alabama, it was an emotional. It always is when they get in with Auburn. It was a high-scoring game. They ended up winning it on the road. Can they do that back-to-back? I'm going to try Ole Miss one more time.
Well,
I'm going to take the points at home for their homecoming, let's call it.
How sustainable is Auburn should have won on Saturday. Alabama shot over 50% from 3. Now we know they can get hot sometimes, but still, I mean, that's if not a high point, it's very close to it against a pretty good defensive team like Auburn. Auburn's kind of runs some bad luck right now, but some of these places like Starkville and Oxford, that's not the typical home court. Man, gaps of seats at the hump, man. I mean, gaps. It's not close to what they were. This is a coach in a program that's been to the tournament the last 2 years, and they're so bad. I mean, they're right there with LSU and South Carolina as the worst in the league. So, and Ole Miss, the pavilion is not popping like it has been the last couple of years.
And then the other game, Texas A&M has lost 2 games in a row for the first time since conference play started. Their 6.5-point choice at home against Missouri.
They got bullied by Florida, and Florida was suffocating with their defense. You could tell that game had their attention, and maybe that's inflating this line at Athens. Because remember the game in Athens last year, and maybe they'll have the attention, of his team here. Georgia went up 25 in that game last year, and Florida stormed back and took the lead with about 3 minutes to go, and then Georgia ultimately won it. But that was a game where they really sleptwalked for the early stages, and I mean, 25, 26 points. They were down big in that one. So, I don't know. Can they? how many games are they going to be sky high? Remember a couple of Sundays ago against Alabama, they beat the brakes off of them. When Golden tells, Oates, I don't care, y'all can have them or not, we're still going to beat y'all. And that was that high-profile Sunday afternoon game on ABC. They take A&M seriously. There's got to be a little bit of an exhale spot here for the Gators, maybe. So,
and I'm going to Missouri, to me, in that A&M game, they're one of the harder teams in the league to figure. They've won 3 out of 4, but it's been against the bottom of the league, and one of them at home against Oklahoma, they needed not one but 2.
Extremely lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. And the sandwich game in between there was a 26-point loss to Alabama. So I think A&M bounces back here in this game.
I do too. I think Missouri is out as of now. Like you said, it should be on a 4-game losing streak, and I think Texas A&M kind of gets back. Buckyball gets back a little bit. It's not the Florida Gators they're playing today.
No, Missouri, they've got a couple of good wins. They've got to win against Florida, and they got to win against Kentucky. One of those games on the road, but their RPI, the NET is 64.
Yeah, I think the first win at Rupp since they've been in the league.
That's right.
And that game, that was before Florida. Florida playing a different level right now.
Crawfish 7 days a week here at Sammy, starting at 5 o'clock Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tomorrow we're at Walk-Ons on campus. Everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket?